Hello and welcome to this self-massage flow video focused on the head, neck, and shoulders. In this flow session, tools will be helpful, but they will be optional. You can always use your hands, your palms, your knuckles. Begin your practice by closing your eyes and dropping in with yourself. Breathing through your nose. Dropping down into your pelvis, finding some ground as we'll be spending a lot of time above our pelvis today. So send your roots down. Allow an anchor to come out of your pelvis and drop into the center of the earth and breathe. Now begin to draw your attention to your nose and to your sinuses, to your whole nasal cavity. Start to breathe and expand as if there's a little jellyfish inside of your face. Little tentacles going out, reaching out as you inhale towards the sides of your cheeks and exhale. Open your eyes. We'll start some left nostril breathing. So take your right thumb and cover your right nostril and start to breathe in even inhales and exhales through your left nostril. We're only breathing in through our left nostril right now to create a calming effect throughout the body. Towards the end of practice, we will switch to doing a balancing alternative nostril breath technique. Inhaling and exhaling. Paying attention to the route of your air as it goes through your nose, into your throat, down into your lungs, and back out again. Finding expansion in your throat, in your nose, as it goes down, using your diaphragm to drop your breath. Continue breathing. And drop your hand and breathe normally through both nostrils. Now take both your hands, make sure to wash your hands. And pull your hair back if you have hair, or if your hair is long enough to pull back. And I guess if you had a lot of product in your hair, you'd actually want to wash your hands at this point. We'll go on to stimulating the lymph nodes under your arms, in your armpits. This technique was introduced by UHN Educational Services for patients. So the first technique is where you grab underneath your armpit and simply let go after a couple of seconds. This is the least simple of the three techniques I'll show you. So just give it a go. Don't pull too hard. Don't push in too hard. It's more of just a holding on to and then pulling over. Changing the pressure within that region. Switching sides here. The second technique is that you put your hand flat in between your arm and your chest, so in your armpit, and then you just roll your shoulder forward about 5 times and then roll it back about 5 times. And switch sides. The third technique that I'll show you is something that you've probably done in a yoga class before or just anywhere else, where you're told to shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Not super, super tight, but tight, and then release. So between all 3 of those movements, you can kind of get an idea that we're pulling up, we're kind of creating this pressure gap in the lymph area and allowing, upon its return, for that to start flowing. Now it's time to apply some sort of facial mixture to your face, the front of your neck, the back of your neck, a little bit on your chest and shoulders. And I want you to take your palms and really push that in. Maybe, just keep pressing it in into your face, into your neck, and your chest and shoulders. Because it's very dry where I'm at, I'm actually going to apply another layer of facial mixture. And you can do this multiple times. It's kind of amazing how much moisture your skin will eat up. Remember to breathe while you're doing this. Through your nose. Now you can take your oil, a light oil preferably, so not something like coconut or avocado oil, but more like some hemp seed oil, sesame seed oil works for some people, depending on how dry or oily your skin is. I'm using argan oil. I also have calendula oil. I've used rosehip before. Raspberry seed oil, even watermelon seed oil. So I put a few drops on my hands, and you can either dabble it onto your face or you can slightly rub it over your palms and place it onto your skin. From certain skincare experts I've listened to, that's actually okay to do, even though to me it still kind of feels like, oh no, I'm wasting something. So then I put a little bit on my neck and my front area. So really kind of just on top of the collarbones here, because we'll be doing a collarbone slide technique in a moment. So we stimulated the lymph nodes in the armpits, and now we're going to switch over to doing a tongue stretching exercise that I learned a long time ago in a Qigong book. And basically you slip your tongue in between your teeth and your lips, and you begin to go in a clockwise fashion around and around, reaching with the tip of your tongue and making sure that you're making a full and even circle, going in between your teeth and your lips, around and around, about 15 to 20 times. And when you're ready, go the opposite direction. Oftentimes after I do this practice, I will feel a flood of warmth to the front of my lips, and it just feels really great. So while it might look a little strange, I hope you also enjoy this practice. Take in a deep breath and relax as you finish. So you can take your two peace fingers and hook them together and begin to press gently above your collarbone in somewhat of that triangular space. Be mindful to not come to the center of your throat, but just stay at the space above the notch on each side of your collarbone. And then we'll start to slide on the collarbone from slightly the outer edges, about 2 inches out from your center, 2 to 3 inches, into the edge of your inner edge of your collarbone. And shrug your shoulders. Again, we're just trying to stimulate the lymph nodes. Take your peace fingers and grip both sides of your ears and pull down gently. Should have enough oil here where this just glides easily and is not pulling your skin a lot. We're slowly and gradually moving our way up, stimulating the lymph nodes, allowing the lymph to flow down as we prepare for the face massage. Come back to a place of neutrality, and once again, plug your right nostril with your right thumb and begin to breathe through your left nostril. Relax your shoulders. Drop into your pelvis again. Drop into your root. And breathe. And relax. And drink some water. It's going to be very impractical. Drink as much water as you want to during this session today. I'll be giving multiple cues. So now let's talk a little bit about tools. First tool, your hand, the most complicated one. So there's a lot of different techniques, kind of pinching techniques, your palm itself, and then your knuckles. You have two different knuckles there that you can really work with that have different densities and how you can push. And of course you can push with the pads of your fingers, being careful because that can put stress on your joints. And then now here are other tools, such as a large blunted rock, which is kind of like your largest knuckle. And that can be really great in areas like your temple. I don't use it much on the face, but the body can really use tools like that. And then you have something like this acupressure stick. It's kind of a fat one, and that's sort of like your smaller knuckle. I love this because it has basically a round ball at the end, so it can smoothly roll over a lot of different areas. It's small, it can get into places, it has this even smaller needle edge that can actually put more pressure on a smaller area. We won't be going into very much facial acupressure today, but that's one tool. And then here's one of my favorites, and I think I'm just showing you this for pure joy, but it's a retractable acupressure stick or a pen. So here's the Gua Sha Stone. I really like this one in particular because it has so many edges. The notch edge that I just showed you, which is like your two fingers. You have a long edge, which is like your palm. A comb, which is like a comb, of course. Kind of like a fat comb, though. And that comb can be used on your skin, not just your scalp. Then you have your pointed edges, which can act sort of like the small knuckles. They're not going to do anything heavy like the large rock would. You don't have the round rolling point, but again, multiple tools for multiple occasions. So I'm just remoistening here. feel free to do the same. I didn't mention earlier, but you can put a serum instead of an oil on your face. Serums tend to be a little bit lighter than oils, and you can put both a serum and an oil on your face. Just make sure to put the serum on first. The tendency is to go from lightest to the thickest of your applications. All right, so let's grab the back of our neck with our hands here and begin to pull and just massage the muscles, not really going over the bony parts of your spine here. If you have a Gua Sha Stone or even a flat spoon here, you're welcome to scrape up on the sides of your neck next to your spine. Again, just releasing the muscle here, not running over any of the bony vertebra of your cervical spine. And you're welcome to kind of loosen even the parts of your shoulders that are closest to your neck there. Not showing it here, but you're welcome to do that. And we'll lift up here, stretching our necks, and breathe. Again, bring your awareness to the air going in through your nose, into your lungs, passing down through your throat along the way. You can take your hands here and gently, very gently, stroke along the front of your neck, down, down, and finish with some gentle strokes on your chest. Squeezing your shoulders up towards your ears and relaxing. Again, if you have a Gua Sha Stone or a large spoon, you're welcome to gently glide down the sides of your neck, ending by the collarbone. So yeah, we never put a stone on top of the thyroid, but you can stimulate down here again, as I showed you earlier, by just gently pressing. And you can lightly stroke your hands down the front of your neck. So you can take a pinch finger, or you can grab the notch on your Gua Sha Stone. And again, all these processes are very long, gliding, and gentle. And you can begin to place your Gua Sha Stone on your face and pull it up towards your ear. It helps to place your elbow out so that you can just kind of pull with one long movement, stroking up your face. You're welcome to follow up with your hand and kind of hold your skin as you pull so that each time you're pulling, gliding along something that's tighter, giving way to a greater depth of contact with your tool. We'll move on to doing a Korugi technique. So place your hands into fists and place your first knuckles, so the lighter set of knuckles, underneath your cheeks, and let your head lay down upon your cheeks with some gravity. So we're pausing to stay in this pose for a moment here and then come out of it. And now you can take your knuckles and begin to glide underneath your cheeks. This can be kind of sore if you've never done it before, but it feels really good to me. Being sure you have enough glide on your face. And again, you can take your Gua Sha tool, option to do so, And do the same thing that you were doing with your knuckles. Just has a little bit more of a definite edge to it rather than a roundness like the knuckles does. The knuckles do. We'll switch sides here. A reminder to keep breathing through your nose. Throughout this whole practice, you're welcome to press your tongue up against the roof of your mouth. There are a couple of acupressure points up by your nostrils. This is also a region that we can target with our tongue to try to relax the region of the nasolabial folds. So you can take your tongue, stick it up as high as you can by your nostril. You'll find if you push it out onto your skin, so not into your gum, but up into the fleshy part, you might feel a tense, tight band there, and you can circle around that band or just press into it. You don't need to make super large movements, and try to concentrate that up as high as you can in as small of a motion as possible, or as small of a coverage as possible. And then relax. Take a breath here, and let's do some left nostril breathing. Plug your right nostril with your right thumb for a moment. And then come out of that. Take a breath between both nostrils and relax. Take a sip of water. So now we're moving up a little higher. We're not really going right under the eye, but it's about a half an inch under the eye, still on your cheekbone. And we're gliding along there, pulling up towards the sides of your face. You're welcome to always kind of notch at your scalp line to do sort of a pressure there and release some tension at that region. Switching sides. Breathing. And yeah, now we'll get to underneath your eye. You are welcome to skip this if you'd like. I was not comfortable doing under eye area for a long time. It was confusing to me what people were instructing, and I didn't find anything I wanted to do. Now, notice that I'm applying an eye cream here. So you're always welcome to do that. Always find something that is going to work well with your skin. I've enjoyed this specific eye cream. And I'm just placing a few dots as instructed to apply eye cream. And I'm going to basically tilt my head over to one side and slightly pull with my opposite hand as I tilt a little bit. Okay, not tilting too much, I guess. But I'm going to take my thumbnail, and you can just use your thumb if you want. I'm going to glide the cream from the center of my eye over to the edge. And every time I pull some skin over, I'm not like yanking skin over, but a little bit does come as I gently glide underneath my eye. I gather that up with the other hand. So again, we're able to reach greater depths as you move the skin because there's just not as much there. Tilting my head to one side to again sort of stimulate the lymph nodes there and dump a little bit of that. And we'll switch sides. So again, grabbing, or not grabbing, but holding onto your temple with your opposite hand, gathering up your skin as you gently glide over with your thumbnail or your thumb under your eye. This should feel very calming and nice. Always avoid yanking or rubbing too hard under your eyes as the skin is pretty sensitive. You can do some very light, gentle movements. Other people will lead things that are a little bit more vigorous, but I'm not super comfortable doing that with my eyes at this time. Take your two thumbs and notch them under your eyebrows towards the center by your nose. And use gravity, kind of like what we did for our cheeks, to just hang here. Hold on for a moment. I'm just demonstrating quickly. If you're not comfortable doing this, you're also welcome to take a tool and just gently press with that tool, using gravity or not. You don't need to use gravity if that feels too intense. But let's try that again. So take your two thumbs, lay your head on there, or do one of the other options to target this area. And then pull out to the sides of your temple with gentle glide. I'm going to show you the Gua Sha tool technique here. So notch your nose and then swivel it under your eyebrow, gliding past that area that we just pushed down on. Gliding across the underside of your eyebrow. And then switching sides, notching your nose and swiveling the tool underneath your eyebrow. And relax. Take your two peace knuckles here, so we're kind of making knuckles with our peace fingers, and your thumb is up, your hand is facing towards your face, and you're going to notch your eyebrow between your two peace knuckles and glide your knuckles along your eyebrow, again with your thumb up here, and switch sides. So this is kind of similar to using the Gua Sha technique. And remember to relax your shoulders here. It's easy to get a little bit tense at times. And those times that you do feel tense, you can kind of just relax your arms, take in a breath, touch base with your root again, and come back to the practice. Some people call the lines of frustration that we get in between our brows 11 lines. Call the lines on your face whatever you want, but it's just nice to relax this area. And then again, there's just a couple of acupressure points right about ½ inch above the center of your eyebrow that can be really nice to rub. This can actually help with headaches and just overall tension in your head. Use your knuckle here. You're welcome to use a tool. You can go a little bit more heavier pressure on this area, but don't push super hard. Relax. Let's take a drink of water. And we'll continue on with our forehead. So this is, again, a muscular technique. You're welcome to do if you're about to just run out, you may not want to do this because it can leave a little bit of redness, which will go away. I'm just taking my knuckles. I have a good enough amount of glide from the oil on my forehead, and with some firmness, I'm pressing up towards my scalp line from my eyebrows. It's really good to remember that tight muscles are not very strong. It's good to remember this for many muscles in your body, but when they're holding structure, they're not necessarily the most mobile or the strongest. So relaxing your forehead with some massage, getting some motion into your scalp to bring motion into the connective tissue can be really helpful to mobilize it and relieve some tension. This is sort of from the Tanaka massage technique, so this is again a very gentle gliding across the face. And then grab your two knuckles here, firmly press them into your scalp line, and lift your gaze up slightly, and then glide your knuckles down your scalp line, past your ears, down your neck, and across your chest slightly. Breathe. Notice how your breathing changes as you slightly change the position of your head. Continue breathing through your nose. Now I'm just rubbing the masseter. I'm not going towards my temporomandibular joint, my TMJ. I'm just going right underneath in that chunky muscular masseter, giving it some rubs and some pets here. Gently gliding down your face, down the sides of your neck, leaning from one side, doing a tilt here, and the other side. Come back to neutral, squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears, and relax. Some people are really into spoons. Again, this is just a even more smoothing style of accessing the forehead and releasing some parts of the forehead, smoothing it here. Just feels really, really nice. Now you can go from your center line out with the spoon if you want to try the spoon out. This is a little bit more gentle than using the Gua Sha tool. The Gua Sha tool can be this gentle, but the spoon sort of just by nature is this gentle. There, here's the Gua Sha tool. It's like barely coming off of your forehead, so it's flat like the spoon is. And you're just pulling it up along your forehead towards your scalp line. You're welcome again to rub the points of your scalp line, releasing some tension from your forehead. Breathing here. And here I'm just finding a spot in my forehead, demonstrating kind of how you can get in here. You can do this with other tools too, but there's just some spots that you'll find that are actually on your temple, but on your scalp. And those can be really nice to take the edge of your Gua Sha Stone or one of your other tools or a knuckle And just start to rub it along your temple. Because you have your temples on your face, but the muscle itself fans out along the side of your head. So here I'm just kind of moving along the scalp line towards the other side of my head. You're welcome to switch to the other side of your head. I just had a little bit more tension here, so I stayed on this side. And there, demonstrating the rock. Found a lot of relief from headaches working on releasing my temporalis muscle. So I really recommend it if you can find the time and you feel comfortable doing so. Or find someone else who can help you with this process. Great. Take and stroke your scalp with your fingers. And we'll do a scalp massage here where we're really not scritching our fingers through our scalp, moving your hair, which can damage the roots of your hair, but you're just going to be taking your fingers here, kind of locking them into your scalp and moving the skin itself. So your fingers aren't moving, but you're moving the skin. And this again is just going to relieve some tension. We're somewhat circling back here later to do some ear work, but since we just released the scalp, it's actually pretty good timing. So I'm just doing sort of a whole ear rub down here, doing that peace grip again, and then just again gliding back, rubbing over the surface of the ear. There's so much that you can do just for your ears alone, between acupressure and other techniques. So we're just giving our ears some extra love here. Switching sides. You can hold your face as you rub your ear back. And then just pinch your earlobes and get at any other points that might be tense on your ears. And doing a few strokes down your neck. Then gently stroking again from side to side on top of your forehead. Some finishing strokes coming down your face. Taking the sides of your forefingers, fanning it along the sides of your face, so doing a glide pull, and then coming down the sides of your face again. We're doing a few final pulls here, a few final touches. Squeezing your shoulders up and relaxing. Up, relax, up, relax. Take a big sip of water. And Feel free, if your hair is up, you can take your hair down. And begin to take your comb or the comb of your gua sha and begin to glide through your scalp, combing along your scalp line, combing through your hair. Tossing up your hair, stimulating your scalp. Remembering to breathe while you do this. Feel open. Feel free. Maybe do some head tosses at this point. Bring your right thumb up again. But this time we're going to be doing alternate nostril breathing. So breathe in through your left nostril. Plug your left nostril and exhale out your right. Breathe in through your right nostril. Exhale out your left. Breathe in through your left nostril. Exhale out your right. Breathe in through your right nostril. Exhale out your left. Breathe in through your left nostril. Exhale out your right. Breathe in through your right nostril. Exhale out your left. Breathe in through your left nostril. Exhale out your right. Breathe in through your right nostril. Exhale out your left. And breathe normally. Eyes closed if you choose. And again, connecting with root. Root to face, root to head, shoulders to pelvis. Coming back to that jellyfish breathing, maybe a little clearer now. Letting the jellyfish expanding out, coming to the sides of your cheeks, wrapping around your teeth. And as you exhale, it shrinks back into itself. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Bow to you in gratitude. How could I forget to mention how important it is to wipe off your oil after massaging your face with a nice cold towel. Cold, wet towel. Not doing so can result in some overaccumulation of oil and other things that you've pushed from your skin and lead to some blemishes. So, enjoy.